reporting EPT Times with our interviewer Quinn Ali Press, Amari by Rebecca Valtry, and Polly by Allison Glossinger. Enjoy.
Welcome to EPT, Enslaved People Times. I'm here with Amari and Polly telling their life stories. Amari is here to talk about how she was taken from Africa to slavery at Derbyshire Farms and then to freedom. Polly is here to tell us her journey from Beaufort, being an indentured servant at Derbyshire Farms, and then also to freedom. So Amari, how was your life in your homeland, Africa?
My life was good because I was with my family and I had Bessa. My homeland mainly was just a jungle. We lived in villages in small huts, but the huts were much better homes than the slave quarters at Derbyshire Farms.
You just mentioned Bessa. Who is Bessa?
Bessa was the man I was betrothed to in my homeland. We were separated when we were sold into slavery, but we met again about a year later.
Wait, wasn't that the slave you were talking to on Fiona's farm?
Yes it was. He was in very bad conditions when we saw him because he had 5 owners before we saw him and attempted to run away from each one unsuccessfully.
So far, that is a very interesting story. We'll be right back with Amari and Polly after a short commercial break. And now, a word from our sponsors. $5 12-inch.
Here's your sub.
Sandwich Way. Eat fresh. And we're back. Polly, how did you become an indentured servant?
When my parents died, they owed a lot of debt to Jeremy Parton, and then Jeremy decided to sell me to Mr. Derby to pay off their debt. I suppose I was supposed to be an indentured servant for 14 years to pay off my parents' debt.
How did your parents die and how did they rack up so much debt?
My dad died of smallpox first, and then my mom died a week later. I nursed them both, but I never got sick. My parents were in so much debt because my dad spent all his money to buy alcohol beverages and to buy girls' gifts. He also went to jail many times because he couldn't pay the rent or his other bills, and then he couldn't pay the fines. My dad came to America to try to start over.
That sounds like a sad story. Do you ever miss them?
Yeah, I miss them a lot. I miss my dad calling me Polly Girl and my mom reading me stories from the Bible.
I bet you miss them very much. If I were you, I would too. So Amari, what about your family?
The rest of my family was all killed when my village was attacked by the English slave capturers. I had a brother who was only 8 years old at the time, and when we tried to escape together, we were running through the woods and someone shot him and he died in my arms.
That is very devastating. That's all the time we have today.
EPT! Enslaved People Time!